can feel.
This is Blake Suniga alongside Tim Swartz and Brian Benefitemi, and we're excited for some 2K hoops.
And with a moment here before we get to the tip-off, here are tonight's starting lineups.
Tough question here for you guys. Who is the best shooter in the league?
Well, I'm going to go with the easy answer. Sabrina Ionescu led the league in threes made last year and shot it at 45%. I mean, we're talking about volume. We're talking about efficiency. 45%. That was third best in the league.
I second that. Plus, at 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend, the Walnut Creek Wonder almost beat Steph in that three-point shootout.
Now here's Allen. Pass to Carter. Here's Onyenwere.
5 to shoot. Fires from deep. Nailed from three-point land.
You go back to her college days. I mean, Onyenwere has put a lot of work into her three-point shot, and we're seeing the results.
Smith outside. Back to Mitchell.
Out to the wing.
Caitlin Clark outside.
Offensive rebound, Fever.
Here's Boston.
The shot, no good.
Some solid defense there from Camila Cardoso.
Pass to Allen.
Back to Carter.
For three.
Mitchell grabs the board.
First quarter and about a minute and a half in.
And here's Smith. Back to Mitchell. Clark right side.
A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Allen.
Pass to Carter. Reese. Carter is screen. Now Allen. She's covered by Clark. Here's Cardoso. They double her with Smith.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession, so we'll have a jump ball.
Chicago with the ball. Allen. She's covered by Clark.
Just 5 on the clock.
Pass to Onyenwere.
Unloads. Rebounded by the Fever.
And Tim, talk about an immediate impact. Michaela Onyenwere earning Rookie of the Year honors back in 2021.
Yeah, winning it for the Liberty back in 2021. However, she was traded away before the 23 season when the Liberty were looking for some cap space to build that final super team. But Michaela's done a great job taking that in stride and continuing to play at a high level.
Now here's Onyenwere.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Lindsey Allen.
They can't afford to give her that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you have to fight over the top of it.
And you need some help as well.
Here's Smith. Back to Clark. Mitchell.
Drills the three-pointer.
Well, a consistent three-point shooter like Mitchell always has an answer. She goes right to the line and strikes back.
Now here's Carter.
Pass to Allen.
Reese, covered by Smith.
From 15 feet away,
Reese gets the bucket.
Assistant, Lindsey Allen.
and we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter.
Smith outside. Mitchell outside. Clark. It's Cardoso with the rebound.
Pass to Allen.
Here's Cardoso. Outside Carter. Aaliyah Boston with some nice defense there.
Indiana trailing. Now here's Mitchell.
Smith with it.
Back to Mitchell. Shot clock at 6. Clark. Nice shot from the wing.
The assistant, Kelsey Mitchell.
Here's Carter. She's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Pass to Allen. She tries for 3. She can't get it to go. Indiana with the ball. Mitchell outside.
Smith.
Mitchell outside. Clark left side. 6 to shoot. The 3.
Another miss there by Caitlin Clark.
Even without that 3 ball dropping for her, the defense should have done way more on that last play.
Yeah, I mean, the D's got to be better as a coach. You can't stand seeing her having that much space to get her shot off.
Now here's Allen.
Shoots over Clark. Chicago again missing.
The Fever leading.
Mitchell outside. This one for 3. Drains the three-pointer.
She has really deep range. Mitchell's offensive game starts with that three-point shot. It forces defenders to pick her up at half court.
Now here's Carter. Up top, Allen. Pass to Reese.
Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Fever.
You can tell she thought that triple was going to fall.
She's just shaking her head after that miss.
And here's Boston.
Clark outside. From downtown.
A rebound by Camila Cardoso.
Here's Chicago now. Trailing by 4.
Kicks it out to Reese. Carter.
They need this.
Pass to wnba.
Allen. Here's Carter. Puts up a 3. Good on the triple.
A great three-point shooter in college, Carter is trying to gain consistency from beyond the arc as a pro as well.
Now here's Smith.
Mitchell outside. Here's Clark. Releases from the wing and drills it.
The assistant, Kelsey Mitchell.
And how about Chicago in that 24 draft, taking Angel Reese 7th overall?
We're talking about a player who averaged a double-double her last 3 years in college. But maybe most importantly for the Sky, Reese brings attitude, leadership, and gives them an identity.
Pass to Clark.
Screen by Smith.
Lets it go from deep.
And again, Clark missing.
Chicago trailing here.
Now Carter. Now wnba.
To the inside.
Reese inside. Covered by Smith. Great D that time from Melissa Smith.
Pass to Mitchell. Clark outside.
And again, Clark missing.
You know, she keeps jacking up those threes without much to show for it. She's going to lose the green light very early in this game if this keeps up.
Now here's Carter. Screen by Cardoso.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Allen. Chicago again missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. She's not the player to give open looks to, but they got away with it that time.
Pass to Mitchell.
And here's Boston.
Caitlin Clark with the three. Connects from three-point range.
Coach has to be furious. Obviously, a defensive lapse there. She is automatic from deep. If you leave her wide open, big mistake.
Now here's Carter.
Over Mitchell. That's short off the rim. Now here's Clark. 9 points in the game. Takes the three, and the fever hit again from deep.
That type of D, it's just not going to cut it. They got to get a hand in her face. Too good of a shooter.
And they've been struggling here offensively.
Bit of a dry spell for sure.
Carter a screen.
Reese with it.
Pass to Allen.
Here's Cardoso. He's guarded by Boston.
Will it go?
Cardoso can't get it to go.
Indiana with the ball. They've got a 9-point lead. Clark outside.
On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell.
Defended by Carter. And the bucket counts, and she's on her way to the line to try to make it a three-point play.
Drafted back in 2018, Kelsey Mitchell has spent her entire career with Indiana.
Yeah, and the Fever have yet to make the playoffs with her on the team. It's made Kelsey really overlooked. Quietly, she's carried their offense over the years, put up big numbers, and was an all-star in 2023.
And one major rule change this year, the addition of the reset timeout.
It's something that's been around in the G League for a while, and it's worked really well there. So they brought it to the W.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it in the G League, and I know it'll be an awesome new wrinkle for the WNBA.
And once again, off the mark by Chicago. Clark outside, and it's out of bounds to the Fever as Indiana retains possession.
Samuelson outside.
Pass to Clark.
Back to Samuelson.
Clock at 4. Here's Mitchell.
An aggressive defender. Harrison is tremendous at challenging shots. Really, as long as she can stay out of foul trouble.
Here's Evans. And she uses the glass on the layup. And it's the Fever ball. It's a 10-point game.
Smith outside.
Back to Mitchell. Pass to Clark. There's the three. That's in there. Kelsey Mitchell with the assist.
They are doing some damage from downtown, guys.
Which is the main reason they're sitting on this huge early lead. What shooting.
Just an aerial display from beyond the arc.
Now here's Harrison.
Looking for her first basket still in this one.
Kicked by Reese.
Evens things up with that basket. Her second of 4, shooting 50%.
That's the type of lead pass we've really come to expect from her.
And here's Clark. 15 points in the game. Takes the three. She can't get that one to fall. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Fever ahead, up by 11. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter 2. A lopsided first quarter in the books as we get ready to begin the second quarter. And guys, Fever pretty much in control here.
Defense paying dividends for them through one.
Coach has to be happy about their effort on that end. Just a lot of hustle.
And it's the Fever ball.
Smith outside. Mitchell. Evans covering.
Clark right side. Four on the clock. Mitchell launches a three.
It's hauled in by Reese. Now here's Onyenwere.
Guarded closely. The lead now in single digits.
Nice accurate pass right into the middle.
The Fever with the lead.
Smith outside.
Back to Mitchell. Clark fires for three. Gets a three-pointer to fall.
Fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
And so it's Chicago with it.
Pass to Onyenwere.
Harrison.
Here's Allen. Right side Reese.
Foul called that time on the way up. And that'll give her 2 chances at the
First team foul.
Don't want to get in the habit of letting the offense get right to the rim.
And that's the message they were sending with that foul, saying nothing easy inside with that one.
Yeah, but they got to play a little bit better defense before they get inside.
And the first one falls for her.
So much excitement around this rookie class, including 6'3" Angel Reese. Good luck keeping her off the boards.
Lots of people excited about Angel Reese. We don't normally see rookies come into the league with an elite skill, but Reese already might be the best rebounder in the entire league. She set a college record with 34 double-doubles in a single season, winning a national title that year as well, back in 2023.
Mitchell, shots good.
Just a strong finish through contact. Kelsey Mitchell refusing to be outmuscled. I love to see that kind of physicality from her.
Now here's Allen.
She hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Pass to Evans.
It's hauled in by Smith. Mitchell outside. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact there.
And that goes on Dana Evans.
First team
Well,
foul.
still early in her career, lots of room for NaLyssa Smith to grow, and that's scary.
And in 2023, NaLyssa Smith led the WNBA in defensive rebound percentage.
You know, defensive rebounding, it's not a skill we talk a lot about, but it's so important. You end a defensive possession with the board, and Smith, she's as good as anyone at boxing out, securing the glass.
The first one falls.
And as the WNBA continues to grow, the leadership we're seeing throughout the league has been great.
Both on the players and league sides. Some great people in charge, doing what's right for the future.
Absolutely, Brian. And the big thing, everybody's on the same page. They all want to advance the sport, advance the league, and continue to just be an elite product. A walking double-double. 6'4" NaLyssa Smith is an impact player, has a major effect on games.
Here's Banham.
Williams sets the screen.
Rebounded by the Fever.
You know, typically she has the touch to finish when she's in that tight. Not sure what happened there.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Smith. Back to Mitchell. Clock at 6. Clark. Fires the three.
It's hauled in by Reese. wnba with it.
Right wing. Now Allen. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for her. And that one's good. Now here's Clark. And in this second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Banham with the rebound. That's no good. Misses her first shot of the night. And it's the Fever ball. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter.
Chicago foul. Rachel. First personal foul. Second team foul. In for the Sky. Number 7, Kennedy Carter.
On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell.
She's got 13. Indiana again missing. And they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. They got to score.
Carter is screen. wnba with it.
6 points for her. Tries a three. Allen's shot is off. Now here's Mitchell.
Reese defending.
And a foul called on the shot. Got her on the way up that time, so she'll shoot 2.
First personal
Well,
foul.
Caitlin Clark is as popular as anyone in this league, and it's easy to see why she's so well liked.
Yeah, she's just a fun player to watch. I mean, Clark takes those deep threes. I mean, she attempts some passes that others don't even think about or see. She brings so much excitement to the league, and a big reason why is her playing style.
And the first one drops.
And obviously the addition of Caitlin Clark to the Fever, that brought lots of extra attention.
I mean, Fever tickets are as hot as any in American sports, no matter what league. Clark bringing so much hype, and basketball fans everywhere are tuned in to see her every move, and by extension, the Fever as well.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And guys, we've heard so much about Caitlin Clark, but Brian, why don't you give a scouting report to those who haven't gotten a chance to see her play?
Well, she's an incredible passer. She's got limitless range, and I think she's underrated as a defender. For the Fever, we're talking about a franchise player to build around.
Time called here. The Sky decide to talk it over. Pass to Allen.
A kick out to Carter. wnba. Back to Carter.
Jacks up a three. Rebounded by the Fever.
On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. Defended by Carter. Here's Allen. Outside, Carter.
No good on the three. Indiana with the ball. 14 points, their largest lead in the game.
Pass to Smith.
Clark outside. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
Here's Allen.
Now here's wnba. Now it's Reese. Covered by Smith. Reese, no good. Now Mitchell. She's got 13. To the left side wing. Caitlin Clark with the 3. Sinks the triple.
Well, Kelsey Mitchell sometimes has that shoot-first mindset, but she's also always willing to make the next pass.
They really want to find that igniter here.
That's right. Their offense is ground to a standstill.
Maybe you need to suit up, Tim. They need a spark.
Now it's Reese.
7 points in the game. And nothing is falling right now for them. Now here's Clark. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Clark. Launches it. And another 3 for Indiana.
And their lead gets even more enormous. They've played terrific basketball at both ends.
No doubt about it. I certainly can't think of an area where they've underperformed.
And neither can I.
Now here's Carter. Here's wnba. And here's Reese. Covered by Smith. Reese, no good.
And you can just feel the desperation now. They're starting to lose their composure offensively.
They're clearly frustrated, and it's understandable. I mean, they're on the wrong side of a monster run.
And they got to just settle down, stick to the game plan.
Yeah, keep your composure.
Here's Allen. Pass to Carter.
Allen with it. She's guarded by Samuelson.
That one drops for her.
They can't afford to give her that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you have to fight over the top of it.
And you need some help as well.
Now here's Mitchell. She's got 13. Clark left side. There's the triple. And the fever hit again from deep.
I love it. Keep shooting. As the threes keep dropping for her, she'll keep shooting,
As she should. Look, when you're having the kind of day she's having from long range, why not just keep firing them?
Here's Carter to the middle.
Reese.
That one's in. Only her 4th make against 9 total shots.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
Smith outside.
Mitchell outside. Clark pulls it. And there the Fever with another bucket.
What a passing display she's putting on.
She is spoiling us today. Just another incredible assist for the highlight reel, and the reel is getting quite long.
Now here's Carter.
Pass to Allen.
And here's Cardoso.
5 on the clock. Bag Benlay with the rebound. Indiana with the ball. Here's Mitchell.
It's rebounded by Kennedy Carter.
To the paint.
Here's Reese. And it's blocked by Nalissa Smith.
Terrific anticipation from Smith, getting strong positioning.
Mitchell outside. Clark. The three-pointer off the mark.
They had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And when she's open like that, you don't see her miss that sort of look very often.
Pass to wnba. Now Reese. Pick by Reese.
Here's Carter. From 8 feet away, she drops it in.
Watch how easily Carter glides around the defense, comes off the pick clean and ready to shoot.
Smith outside. Back to Mitchell.
Clark lets the 3 fly.
It's hauled in by Reese.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, it's been a long time without a bucket. Focus.
Now here's Allen.
She's guarded closely.
Carter misses.
I'm not sure why she keeps trying her luck from deep. It's just not working for her.
On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. Defended by Carter.
Clark outside. Beyond the arc. The three-pointer is on target.
I can't believe it. They cannot forget about her like that. She's not going to miss that open look.
Allen with it. Pass to wnba. Cardoso. Outside Carter.
Over Mitchell. And a kind roll that time on the rim as that one falls in.
Well, the mid-range game is certainly one of Carter's strengths. She can be very efficient from there.
And here's Clark. She's got 36 points. The three. The shot, no good. He got it up. The shot comes out. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Fever ahead, delivering the blowout. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close. And we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third started.
And how about this? We're seeing a tremendous game from Caitlin Clark.
It's amazing to watch. She spoils us with her performances game in, game out. And so far, another big scoring night for her.
And oftentimes when she puts up that many points in the first half, she follows it up with an even better second half. So we'll see if that happens again here.
Getting back to the action now, it's been a one-team show so far, but we'll see if that changes.
And one thing about this Chicago team, they play hard, they play with effort.
They have such a great mindset. It's a tough one. They don't give up anything easily. And that starts with their young bigs. They set the tone. If you're going to play this Sky team, you are in for a battle.
That's a precision shot. No room for error on the floater.
Outside Carter. Cardoso. She's guarded by Boston. Back to Carter. Pass to Reese.
And the layup falls.
Well, she's been a bright spot in what has otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Smith outside. Back to Mitchell.
To the wing on the left.
Caitlin Clark with the three.
That one falls, coming off Kelsey Mitchell's feet.
Of all the players you want to leave open out on the perimeter, she is the last person on the list.
Pass to wnba. Pick by wnba. Now here's Allen. Reese.
Over Smith. Misses off the left iron. Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. Drills it from outside.
This is the pure shooting ability of Mitchell at work. Allows her to score right off the pass.
Pass to Allen, expanding her range.
It's hauled in by Boston.
Well, she wanted to return the favor there for that last three, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Clark outside. And yep, it's good.
It's been all one-way traffic here. They've really been lights out offensively.
And there's no telling how big that lead's going to get.
It just keeps increasing.
Now here's Carter. 7 points in the game.
Outside, Reese.
Allen, 6 on the shot clock.
Cardoso. She's guarded by Boston.
And they're making this a runaway.
Yeah, the only question here for us to follow is how big the lead will eventually become.
Now here's Boston.
No scoring yet from her, but that's likely to change. Here's Mitchell.
They get it again.
The tray. Tries yet again.
Smith.
Great positioning on the putback.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. Now she stayed with it for some hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Here's Allen.
Outside, Carter. Screen by Cardoso. Up top, Allen.
Shot to end the cold run.
That one drops, and it comes off an assist from Camila Cardoso.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have passed.
Smith outside.
Back to Mitchell. Clark left side. Here's the three.
A rebound by Camila Cardoso. Here's Onion Wade.
She's got 6.
Outside, Carter.
Poked loose.
Samuelson with the steal.
Now the Fever moving it up. Mitchell with it.
Guarded now by Carter.
And that's pretty much an unguardable move for Mitchell. So skilled and composed with the ball in her hands.
Now Carter. She's got 7. Pass to Allen.
Reese. Now here's Onion Wade. Alyssa Smith grabs the miss.
Mitchell with it.
18 points for her. Smith with it.
Back to Mitchell. Clark. Drains it from beyond the arc.
They can't afford to give her that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you have to fight over the top of it.
And you need some help as well.
Now here's Allen. Outside, Carter. Cardoso. She's guarded by Boston. Back to Carter. The shot is good. Camila Cardoso making the play.
What body control from Carter there, showing the fearlessness when she goes at the defense and finishes.
And here is Mitchell. Clark outside.
Boston sets a screen.
Shot clock at 6.
Offensive rebound.
Mitchell outside. Clark. Pass to Samuelson. Here's Smith. No luck. They battled on the glass, but just couldn't knock it down. Here's Chicago now. Here's Allen. She's got 7.
Now Onion Wade. Cardoso. Screen by Cardoso.
From deep three-point range. That shot missing. Indiana with the ball.
Hey, one of the best basketball families around, the Samuelsons.
All 3 sisters, incredible shooters. Katie Lou, a 6'3" sniper who won it all in college. Carly, an excellent WNBA player who might be a better shooter. And Bonnie was a great college player as well.
Pass to Clark for 3. Cans it from downtown.
And they are just killing them with the three-point shot here in the second half.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. They're fully stretched out there trying to stop the three and still haven't been able to do it.
Yeah, I don't know defensively what they can do different at this point.
Now it's Reese. Over Smith. Reese, no good.
Not pretty. Got to just shake off a miss like that.
Pass to Clark. Smith outside. Clark outside. Mitchell. The three from Melissa Smith. But they recover it. Second chance shot. Shoots over Allen. And she buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
This is why Kelsey Mitchell is in the WNBA. She can carry a team offensively, have huge nights, and put on a show.
Now here's Allen. 7 points in the game. Pass to wnba. Here's Carter. Shot clock at 5. And she lays it straight in.
I love watching Kennedy Carter work her way inside. She is gifted at probing and finding ways to shoot.
Smith with it. Mitchell outside. Here's Clark. It's Cardoso with the rebound.
As far as, a jumper will go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
Seriously, I don't know how that one didn't fall.
Down low. Pass to wnba. No good with the triple.
Personally, I am shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. She makes you pay on those nearly every time.
She muscles it in through the contact. They call the foul, and she's on her way to the line.
Showing that power isn't always about size. That's a tremendous play by Mitchell.
She made the only free throw attempt she had earlier in the game. And it's been a rough few years for Indiana. They haven't been to the playoffs since 2016.
Single-digit wins in 5 of the last 7 seasons. But the good news is the Fever have loads of young talent. Starting with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, they have arguably the best young core in the W.
Well, Evans can absolutely knock it down. She's very patient and makes sure she gives the shot everything she has.
Pass to Mitchell. And terrific work on the offensive glass as she picks up 2.
Superb work inside from Mitchell. She's so good at finding space to shoot from the interior.
Here's Allen. Shoots a 3. And Clark pulls it down. Mitchell with it. And it's Evans picking her up. It's good, and she drew the contact on the shot, so she'll go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity.
And, even before coming to the WNBA, Kelsey Mitchell was an established star. When she finished her college career, she was second all-time in points.
Now here's Allen. She has 7. Cardoso. She's guarded by Boston. Now Cardoso. Clock at 6. Back to Evans. From past the arc. It's hauled in by Boston. Mitchell, right side.
Offensive rebound.
Count it.
Excellent follow-up play by Smith. She has a good awareness for where the ball is going and gets there to send it back.
Pass to Reese.
Banham.
Now Allen to stop the run. Drops in the tray. So it's Indiana now. Now here's Mitchell. And she has 28 points for the game. Clark, right side. A rebound by the Sky. And here's Banham. That falls. Nice feed that time from Lindsay Allen. And these guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assists.
When everybody's involved offensively, it's in a way helping you defensively too.
Now here's Clark. What an incredible scoring display she's put on tonight. Shot's good by Samuelson.
Honestly, that might be the last player on the floor you want in rhythm. Can't let Samuelson get comfortable. She'll burn you.
Pass to Banham. Got a piece of it. And a bit of a battle for the ball, and the official signals a jump ball there.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Allen with it.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Cardoso. So she gets the whistle. Contact on the way up. 2 shots next.
First personal foul.
And it's going to be on Melissa Smith. And at 6'7", the strength and size of Camila Cardoso, so tough to handle.
Well, she puts that frame to work, doesn't she? She's a force inside and a very exciting young player.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Here's Mitchell. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clock. To the right side. Shoots it. He clings that one off the back iron and it falls.
Well, she's been reliable again today. They need her points, and she's providing them.
From deep. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Fever ahead, running away with it. And time for a short break. Stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And we're getting underway in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things can change.
Carter with it.
Pass to Allen. Inside. Here's Harrison. Now Banham. Three-pointer.
That's in, coming off an assist from Kennedy Carter.
Good read from Carter. Very willing to give the ball up in order to get her teammates involved.
Smith outside.
Clark outside. Mitchell. And she can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Outside Carter. And Samuelson pulls it down. Clark left side. Pass to Mitchell. Smith. Back to Mitchell. Clark, right side. 6 to shoot. Out to the right wing.
Leah Boston, she's open.
With nobody on her, she buries the jumper.
You know, I'd like to see more of that from her. She's been passing up on her shot a little bit more than usual. You know, even though she is hitting the ones that she takes.
Now here's Harrison.
From the arc.
Here's Cardoso.
And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't take the lid off. To the paint.
Back to Samuelson.
Clark. Pass to Mitchell. Back to Clark. Shoots over Carter. Clark can't hit. And it's the Sky ball. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Outside Carter. Basket good.
The second she got around the pick and shook her man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very well done.
Now here's Mitchell. Banham with the rebound. Chicago with the ball. Pass to Allen. Carter. Carter a screen. Here's Harrison. Here's Allen. The second chance effort. And she can't bank that one in. Now here's Clark.
She's covered by Allen.
Back to Clark. Mitchell. Three-pointer. Banham with the rebound. And they've been looking at a sink offensively.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Isabel Harrison in the high post.
Outside Carter. Yep, that goes.
Check out Carter with the floater right there, using the soft touch to beat the defense.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Clark.
Screen by Smith.
The 3-ball.
And that one's good. It's Caitlin Clark for 3.
You know what? I don't care how far from the bucket she is. You've got to have a defender on her. She's just too good from long range.
And the basket by Cardoso.
Good job to create the easy bucket.
Lindsay Allen.
Man, they're in complete control.
Everything they're doing, it's been working out. Wow.
Now here's Smith. Mitchell outside. Caitlin Clark with room. That's in there. Kelsey Mitchell with the assist.
They can't afford to give her that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you have to fight over the top of it.
And you need some help as well.
Now here's Allen. Outside Carter. From deep. Sinks the 3-pointer.
I mean, this is Carter's calling card. Lighting up the scoreboard. An incredibly talented scorer.
Here's Clark. Pass to Smith. Back to Clark. Mitchell. And another 3 for Indiana.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball at one end with their own.
A 3-point battle starting to take shape here.
Now here's Harrison.
Outside Carter.
Cardoso, high post.
Back to Carter. From outside the arc. The Fever pull it in. Clark outside. Pass to Smith. Back to Clark.
On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell.
And it's off from 3-point range. Down low.
And the basket by Cardoso.
Sharp pass to set up the very high percentage shot in close.
So it's Indiana now. Smith outside. Back to Mitchell. Clark. It's hauled in by Harrison. Here's Banham. She's covered by Mitchell. Pass to Allen. Harrison, covered by Smith. Now Banham. The three is up. Doesn't get it to drop for her.
Very close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Not a great habit to get into, letting her get that wide open.
Pass to Clark. Back to Mitchell. Smith with it. Mitchell a screen. Shoots. Indiana again missing. Now Banham. To the middle.
There's the double team with Samuelson. The offensive rebound.
Pass to Carter. Now Banham. She's covered by Mitchell. Allen's shot is off. So it's Indiana now.
Here's Boston, covered by Cardoso.
It's snatched up. They shoot again. Smith, no good.
The D was ready for her that time, and they had to be. She is strong in the paint.
Pass to Allen. Now Harrison. Outside Carter. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
What ferocity from Carter on the drive. So good at figuring out ways to score on physical defenders.
Now here's Clark. She's guarded closely. Mitchell left side. Back to Clark. Trying to get back on track. And she was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws for her.
And guys, this is something we were just talking about off the air, but Caitlin Clark is one of the most hyped basketball players that we've ever seen.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about the WNBA. When you talk about the most hyped rookies, I think you probably have to go back to 2003 when LeBron went first overall. Basically, it's going to be really fun to see how Caitlin Clark's career goes.
The first free throw is good. So both teams changing it up here. And that one falls, so she hits both of them. Now here's Carter. And they could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Yeah, too many empty possessions. I mean, it's simple. They need points.
No good on that shot. Some solid defense from Damiris Dantas. Mitchell outside. Buried from 15 feet out.
There isn't a part of the court that Mitchell won't let it fly. When she hits from the mid-range, it just increases the headache for the D.
Pass to Carter.
Outside Reese. Allen with it.
Trying her luck from deep.
It's hauled in by Boston.
Some of the shots she's taken today have been absolute head scratchers. She's out there playing like it's a game of horse, and it's not.
Now here's Boston.
Shoots over Carter. Hits the jump hook.
She was one step ahead of the D in making that pass. Nice assist.
And it's the sky ball. Here's Allen. Pass to Banham. Reese. Outside Carter.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
And so she draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the future Carter has in this league
team
is
foul.
promising. She's a talented guard with a commendable work ethic.
And the first one at the line is good.
With her shiftiness, Carter does a good job of getting to the line. And once she's there, she's usually converting.
And so she makes both from the line.
And here's Indiana.
Dantas outside. Back to Mitchell. Clark. That one falls, coming off Kelsey Mitchell's feet.
I mean, she scored most of their points herself. Her offense is a big part of her team's recipe for success.
Now here's Allen.
Pass to Carter. Now Allen. 6 on the shot clock.
Now it's Reese. She's guarded by Dantas.
Kennedy Carter for 3. Another shot over to the wing. Here's Banham. No good from outside. And this could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
What a performance it's been.
Mitchell outside. Pass to Clark.
Dantas the screen.
Let's go with a 3.
And Caitlin Clark hits from deep.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
They are just not backing off, and they're going to close this one out in style. What a surge.
Give them credit just to finish this one off.
Here's Banham.
On the wing, Kennedy Carter.
Chicago again missing.
Being that close to the hoop, I thought she had enough room to nail that one.
And 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Back to Mitchell. Out to the wing. Samuelson, defended by Carter. And so it's the Fever taking care of business in this one. They poured it on tonight. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
This game really a defining game for what they can do when they're playing at their best. Being here at home helps, but the execution anywhere was terrific.
And that'll wrap it up.